All right, bonjour, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin today's video by just thanking the entire community for your thoughts and prayers. Everyone who has been asking and reaching out to us, saying, where's Mehsen? Is he okay? And thankfully, the search teams have located him. He was in France, so it's very good to see. He even showed up on the channel recently, which was very nice to see for all of us. So, folks, today in this video, we're going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to run through some tactical analysis. We're going to talk about what I see happening both short-term and long-term. We're going to talk about some major news stories and what's going on with Bitcoin. So, if you like the sound of that, do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. So, I hope you guys had a very good day, FOMO buying and panic selling, because Bitcoin, before we delve into ETH, has been correcting and fell below, previous all-time highs. Now, for those who don't care much about Bitcoin, I'm sure a lot of people are heavy into altcoins. I own no Bitcoin, but it's always important to understand and follow Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the thing that leads the market. It is the thing that will allow the altcoin market to continue to mature and grow in value over time. So you need to understand and follow what Bitcoin is doing, because it will have an effect on the rest of the market. Now, we have fallen below these previous all-time highs levels from back in February 20th. Now, we seem to be finding support on a anticipated range of kind of $54,000, but really just this green channel here. So we can base this green channel based off of this channel here, these 3 wicks at the bottom here, if we just extend a support line. That is about where we're finding support. And based off these candle wicks here, and really from all the way back here, if we just extend a support slash resistance line, it is now acting as resistance. We can see how clearly price action is reacting based off these lines here. So I think understanding what way we react off and break out of this channel here will be very telling for the future price action of Bitcoin. One thing to keep in mind, whenever Bitcoin moves quickly, whether to the upside or the downside, that typically negatively affects the altcoins. And one chart you can always look at, which is a very good gauge of the altcoin market, is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Folks, this is a good gauge of what Ethereum is doing, what the altcoins are doing, because for those who don't know, Bitcoin dominance is the total value of Bitcoin in comparison to the total value of all cryptocurrency. Whenever it rises, other alts typically suffer. Whenever it falls, other alts typically benefit. So Bitcoin dominance has been rallying as of late, ever since Bitcoin has been pumping and earning price discovery. Once we see Bitcoin dominance start to fall, that should tell you the altcoins have gas in their tank to continue pumping. If we see Bitcoin dominance start to rally, if Bitcoin enters price discovery once again and Bitcoin dominance starts to rally, that should tell you that is going to place a temporary dampers on the altcoin market. So looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart is a very helpful temperature check of what is going on with the altcoins. So we've been continually reacting with Ethereum off a support level that I've mentioned, a very important support level, that being really 1720 to 1725. I like to say 1700 to 1725, but really it's just been 1725 that we've been constantly finding support off of. Now, we've broken down from a key support level from the 1800 range. So let's turn this green box now into a red resistance box, since we're now below it. So we're now range bound between 1800 acting as resistance and 1700 to 1725 acting as support. And whatever way we break out of this range, I think we're likely to trend in that direction for quite some time. Now, a few important support and resistance levels to look out for is this green support line here that we've been reacting off of with these body candles. As you can see, we are closing, the body candles are closing, fully reacting off this green support line, based off these clusters of wicks here. If we just extend a support line, and I know it's not like perfectly lined up, but whenever I move from the different time frames, it moves itself automatically. I don't know why it does that, but folks, ultimately, if this green line doesn't hold, perhaps another leg down to retest the 1720 level, or even the lower extremity of this channel is perhaps warranted. We could see how, based off these wicks here, if we just extend a support slash resistance line, we've been reacting fully based off it. And based off of these 2 wicks here, we could wager that if we break down from this key level here, that's probably where we're going to next. Now, if this level does not hold, if the 1720s cannot hold as support, then I think we're probably falling down to retest this green support line here based off these 2 wicks, this kind of descending triangle. which lines up pretty well with our 8-hour and 10-hour 200 EMA, which is where we found support last time we were in a free fall and everyone was panic selling. While everyone was panic selling here, I was fucking panic buying as much as I could because, folks, we're in a bull market. Dips are for buying, in my opinion. That's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I could be wrong. So let's take a look here at our indicators to try and get a sense of what is going on. Has anything changed with Ethereum since we made yesterday's video? Well, the daily still looks bearish, still looks concerning. Let's take a look at the 12 here. Now, I've been highlighting this RSI, and I'm going to keep highlighting it because I can't wait to brag when I'm right. Looking at this RSI on the daily and really on the 12 here, oh, look how beautifully we've been reacting off it. Okay, will be very key for understanding when Ethereum breaks out, because this is a large time frame. The daily and the 12 hours, very large time frame for Ethereum. Whenever we start to break above this resistance line here on the RSI, I think that is when we likely see the bullish breakout and we see bullish continuation for Ethereum. So, you know, based off whether what way we break out of this range here will be very telling for understanding what the next leg is for the RSI. If we break out bullishly and start to get above this red resistance line on the RSI, I think that then that makes it far more likely that we see bullish continuation. So must look out for that. We've had a bearish crossover in the 12-hour MACD. That is very bad news bears, very no bueno. When's the last time we had that? So let's zoom out a bit here. Last time we had that bearish crossover on the 12-hour, was right here. Look at that, folks. Yep. Last time we had a bearish crossover on the 12-hour MACD for Ethereum was here, and we had, let's see how much of a correction we had. We had quite a substantial, 34% correction. So could a retest of, this level here, 1550 to about 1600 make some sense? I definitely think so. So I think these support levels here will soon be tested, and if those don't hold, kind of 1550 to 1600 for Ethereum makes a lot of sense in my opinion, folks. So let's keep looking here. Let's take a look at the 12. Everything's bearish, nothing too interesting. Let's take a look at the 4 hours, starting to show some strength, and let's take a look at the 2 strong, and I bet you the 1 is strong as well. So yes, the 1 is strong. So bullish cross on the MACD. So we are, look at this, also bullish divergence on the RSI. Look at this. This is gorgeous. You could probably even trade off. It's not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to trade. There's a lot that goes behind trading. I'm not just going to casually. Folks, by the way, a lot of YouTubers have bybit links, and we have a bybit link as well. Link for that down in the description below. But you need to understand there is great risk when it comes to trading, and you can't just half-ass it. It is a learned, difficult skill that you need to put in a lot of time and effort into understanding. If you don't understand basic support and resistance levels and all this stuff, you probably shouldn't be trading. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because the vast majority of new traders lose, and I'm trying to be real with you folks and save you from losing money, because trading is quite difficult. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that make it seem like it's something that you can just jump into and half-ass and you'll succeed. It's not. It's something that's difficult. It's a very difficult learned skill. But if you know what you're doing, we do recommend Bybit. It's honestly, genuinely our favorite exchange to trade on. Bybit is extremely user-friendly, very intuitive for traders. So if you like what you're doing, if you know what you're doing, do sign up with Bybit. Link for that down in the description below. But just understand, trading is very risky here. So just to kind of summarize, larger time frames, we're seeing that weakness. That bearish crossover in the 12-hour MACD is very concerning, but we don't want to break down quite just yet. That key level to look out for is 1720 to 1725. We can constantly see how that's been acting as support. Once we start to break down from this key level here, that should tell you, it makes it far more likely that we'll see that bearish continuation and probably retest, maybe this 1550 to even 1520 level, wherever the 200 and EMAs on the 8 and 10 hour. I think that I think it's likely that we probably retest that area if this cannot hold as support. At least it makes it more likely. Now, another very important chart to keep your eye on, because it's going to be very important to understand what the next move for Ethereum could be, is the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. Folks, whatever coin you're interested in, whether it's whether you're FOMOing to Pancake Swap or ADA, whatever it may be, look at the pairing with Bitcoin, because you can often find hidden support and resistance levels and hidden bullish and bearish divergence that you might not have anticipated if you were just looking solely at the US dollar value of whatever coin you're looking at. So on the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, we've been reacting beautifully off the support and resistance levels that I've drawn from now weeks and weeks ago. So we cannot move in this very tight range forever. Eventually, we're going to have to pick a direction here. Eventually, we're going to have to break out. And whatever way we break out of this tight range, we're likely to trend in that direction for quite some time. Let's say we break down bearishly. Then I think we're retesting this. And then this level here at the 2.5. If we break out bullishly above this red resistance zone, then I think we're retesting this level here. So whatever way we break out of this tight range and kind of this tight range here, I think will be very telling for understanding what the next big impulse is for Ethereum, whether to the upside or the downside. Now, a few interesting things to note. PancakeSwap did get hacked today as well. There's still rumblings about Ethereum and optimistic rollups and this kind of thing. So, just to explain a bit of the background of what's going on with Ethereum, there are a few major developments happening that you need to be aware with Ethereum. Optimistic rollups is set to launch sometime this oh my god, today. So they're supposed to launch either today, yesterday, either way, sometime this month. Oh, I have to look into that. They were supposed to launch either yesterday or today. Oh, I'm gonna look into that some more. But yeah, folks, optimistic rollups, for those who don't know, aims to take the current, it's a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum that will hopefully improve the transactions per second from the current 10, 15 transactions per second to hopefully thousands, and improve some of the gas fees with Ethereum. That is happening yesterday, it's happening. So this is a big deal, folks. It is just a matter of time before this news catches up to Ethereum and affects the price action, in my opinion. That's why, if some of you might have picked up on, I'm totally unbothered by short-term price action and short-term movements, because they're insanely bullish catalysts happening today and next month as well, folks. Next month we have the Berlin hard fork, which aims to further improve some gas inefficiencies with Ethereum, making improvements to the virtual machine and some safety components of Ethereum. Also, folks, in July we have EIP 1559, one of the most bullish catalysts in Ethereum's history, which will which will make Ethereum deflationary by burning transaction fees. Folks, that is a giant deal. This month, next month, in July, carry with them some of the biggest catalysts, some of the biggest developments in Ethereum's history. So, folks, do not sleep on Ethereum. Frankly, if we break down further, I would consider that a blessing. I'd be looking to buy if we break down further. While people are panic selling, I'm going to be panic buying, because I understand that there are some insanely bullish catalysts, and we're in the beginning stages of the bull run. Folks, Ethereum's last peak in the previous cycle was like 1420, 1440, depending on what exchange you look at, it's a different price. But let's just say 1420. So if we take, our tool here and just go from about 1420 to about now, we're up maybe 25% roughly from the previous cycle's all-time highs. Okay, Bitcoin's previous cycle's all-time highs was $20,000. So let's see how much we're up from Bitcoin's previous cycle's all-time highs here. So if we go to about 20,000, it was just under 20, to now, Bitcoin's up roughly 180% roughly from its previous cycle's all-time highs. So folks, my point in saying that is Bitcoin leads the market and then the altcoins follow afterwards. Historically, Ethereum is barely above its previous cycle's all-time highs. It is still incredibly undervalued, in my opinion. Based off the previous cycles, all the good coins reached their all-time highs and vastly surpassed them by several X's. So the fact that we're 20%, 25% above Ethereum's previous all-time highs, folks, Ethereum is stupidly undervalued when we have some of the biggest developments in Ethereum's history happening today, next month, and in July. Folks, do not sleep on Ethereum. I was going to say, do not panic sell, but I am not your financial advisor. You do you, boo. You know what's best for yourself. If you need to sell, do whatever. That's your decision to make. I'm definitely not panic selling any correction we may have. If anything, I'll be panic buying any correction we may have. So, another very important and very helpful chart to try to understand what the crypto markets could be doing is the dollar index, the DXY. So the dollar, whenever it rises, other currencies, including Bitcoin, typically suffer. And whenever it falls, other currencies, including Bitcoin, typically benefit. So we're running up against this cluster of sideways price action with the dollar index, which we're getting projected off of. if we continue to see that rejection, if we continue to break down these EMAs and these and below these support levels, that's going to be a factor that helps to contribute to the crypto market seeing bullish continuation as well, folks. The Americans have passed stimulus. It is just a matter of time before many choose to put that in crypto. And how could you blame them when the people who put their last stimulus check into crypto made several X's? There's stories of people that made thousands, tens of thousands of dollars by putting them into Bitcoin and Cardano and Ethereum in the last stimulus, with the last stimulus bill that came out. So, folks, I think that stimulus bill passing is going to have some kind of positive effect on the crypto market. So we have stimulus passing. The Americans are continuing to print trillions of dollars. The world needs a store of value, that value being Bitcoin. Bitcoin leads the market. Ethereum has massive developments happening today, next month, and in July. Folks, it's early days. Now, let's kind of wrap up here by talking about the long term. Well, I like to say I think Ethereum has a good chance of reaching $10,000 to $30,000 by the end of this bull run. 10,000 is kind of like my very conservative price estimate for Ethereum. I would be extremely surprised if we didn't vastly surpass 10K. But if you want to be conservative, I think 10K is very reasonable. That's just my opinion. 20K kind of more moderate. Maybe another interesting thought as well is what if Ethereum Ethereum's like one cycle behind Bitcoin, where Ethereum reaches its peak when Bitcoin reaches its peak last time, which was just under 20K, like 19K or something, right? So what if Ethereum reaches 19, 20K, like it's just a cycle behind Bitcoin? Okay, that's an interesting argument, interesting idea. And more optimistic price guesstimate I'd like to say is 30K, but ultimately those are just guesstimates for fun. I think it's much better to look to scale out of long-term positions based off time frames and not so much price targets, because it's hard to understand how high these coins are going to go. I think it's much easier to understand when this bull market is likely to reach some kind of cycle or local top. I think Bitcoin is likely to reach some kind of cycle or local top come September, October. And if we look at the previous cycle, let's just zoom out a bit here. It'll take a second. Ethereum reached its peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. So last cycle reaches our peak, like mid-January, like 11 January. Different charts have slightly different dates. But let's just say kind of mid-January. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Let's zoom out to 2017. When did Bitcoin reach its peak? Yeah, it was kind of like, mid-December. Again, different charts vary slightly, but roughly a month apart. So let's just assume something similar happens this time around. So then I think Ethereum isn't likely to reach its peak until September, October, November this year. So come late third quarter, early fourth quarter, that is when I'm going to start to scale out and sell slowly out of my long-term positions. Just how you can dollar cost average buy your way into the dips, I plan on dollar cost averaging my way out of the peaks around when the market is likely to reach some kind of top. So whatever the market happens to give me, whether ETH's at 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K, or 50K, I'm selling based off time frames. My plan is to move into stable coins and earn interest on them on places like BlockFi. For those who want to earn, if you're hodling a bunch of crypto, you might as well earn interest. If you guys are interested in something like BlockFi where you can earn interest on the crypto you're just hodling anyways, check out BlockFi. Link for that down in the description below. That's one of the options I'll be considering. I'm just going to move into stable coins. Wait 1 year, so 1 year after September, October, November. I'll just hodl stable coins for a year, earning interest on something like BlockFi. By the way, they offer like crazy interest rates. Anyways, point being, my plan is to hodl and then wait 1 year and hopefully buy near the bottom of the Bitcoin cycle and just wait years, wait 3, 4, 5 years. Folks, I think the peak to the next cycle is likely to be summer 2025, because if you could actually look up like when is the next Bitcoin halving supposed to be. And so if you look at how many days there were in the past from the previous halvings to the cycle tops, it's typically been about 500 days. So if we just assume that based off the next halving that we're supposed to have, Bitcoin is likely to reach some kind of cycle top roughly 500 days after the next halving, and that's like a very rough guesstimate, that leads us to about summer 2025, maybe in the fall or something. So that's kind of my long-term plan, folks. That's the retirement plan. Honestly, it's as simple as that. I'm selling everything September, October, November, moving to stable coins, earning interest on something like BlockFi for a year, then buying at the bottom of the bear cycle, buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and a bunch of other stuff, and just hodl them. Just wait until summer 2025, and then probably retire. That's honestly the life plan, folks. That's the retirement plan right there. So you know, I hope you guys consider such an approach. Those are at least some of the things I'm considering. Now, if you guys want to know why I say specifically September, October for Bitcoin, join our Discord group. Link for that down in the description. In all our resources section, we have a bunch of different resources sections that we post very helpful resources. One of which being a chart by Trading Shot. Trading Shot does a very good job of breaking down the Bitcoin cycles, Bitcoin moves in these 4-year cycles because of the halvings. Anyways, check it out. You'll understand why I'm referring to that chart, and then you'll understand better why I'm saying those time frames specifically as well, folks. Check out Tokenmetrics. It is an AI-fueled price predictions and portfolio suggestions platform that we use almost on a daily basis to help inform some of our research and some of our thought process. It's a little pricey, but if you can spare, it is highly, highly recommended. They also offer like a paid trial. It's like $5-10 for a week or something. Anyways, check that out. I think you guys get 10% off using our link down in the description below. We highly, highly recommend Tokenmetrics. They even have extremely helpful code reviews. Where they, you know, kind of review the code of different projects, which, again, we take a look at and helps inform some of our research behind different coins. So we highly, highly suggest and recommend Tokenmetrics if you can spare it. So, folks, I've shilled quite enough. I've talked for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, folks, take care.